My name is Linda Harris. I'm 60 years old. I live in Brentwood, New Hampshire. I decided to have Crystalens because I'm a firearms instructor, and wearing glasses and trying to shoot a firearm were not compatible. My vision started having problems when I was probably about 55. Being a firearms instructor, we depend a lot on our vision as far as sighting in the firearms and teaching other students how to use firearms correctly. One of my other passions actually is hunting and being outside with my grandchildren. It was very frustrating for me not to be able to see at distance the way I used to be able to and point out things to my grandchildren. Being a hunter, it was also very difficult for me to find animals. The main reason I decided at this time to have the surgery was I was going on a trip to Africa on a safari. And I didn't want to have to worry about glasses because I could never find them when I needed them. And being on safari, I wanted to be able to see the animals up close and personal as well as the distance. And it was wonderful. Once I had the lens replacement done, my trip to Africa was 100% everything that I thought it would be. When I noticed my vision first started going, I did some research on what type of surgery procedures were available to correct eyesight. I'm not a very spontaneous person, so it took me a couple of years really to do my research and to make sure that this is something I wanted to do. After all, I was playing with my vision. Vision is something that you have for a lifetime, and I didn't want to make the wrong decision. As I teach my students, it's important to learn to focus on your front sight and your rear sight, which are about at arm's length. So if you can't do that, then it's impossible for you to shoot correctly. So what I had to do is I would have to wear reader glasses to sight in my firearm, but then I would have to go to bifocals in order to see my target at a distance. Not very good. It was very confusing for my body as well as my mind, and I wasn't very successful at it. Once I had my correction surgery done, I can see both near, medium distance, as well as far. It's everything I wanted it to be. I feel like I'm 20. Like I said before, I did a lot of research on Crystalens and other procedures that were available. I'd been examined for LASIK, etc., and I wasn't a good candidate for it. Cataract surgery was a big deal. So I did all of my research online, and I actually came here for several visits with Dr. Peters before I actually made the date for surgery. Dr. Peters was very thorough in his explanation of what I could expect, explained the procedure very carefully. Went home, did some more research, came back, set up another appointment, and at that time, we decided to go ahead and do the surgery. My surgery took place in April of last year, so I'm a little bit over a year out from the surgery. The day of the surgery was show up very early, have them put some drops in your eyes. They do the procedure. I was back home within an hour, no pain. I immediately noticed a change in my vision. Going home, I was telling my husband, I can see far, honey, this is great. So I was so happy. Recovery time was non-existent. I went immediately back to teaching, and I could actually read to my grandchildren without having to locate my glasses again. So it was wonderful. Since I've had the surgery, my husband has really noticed a difference in the way I teach other students because my vision is more acute. And we shoot oftentimes in competition, just the two of us. And my eyesight far outweighs his. He's in trifocals or bifocals, so he has a lot more problems seeing the sights. I love being able to walk outside and see the animals, no matter how small they are. It's just a wonderful feeling to be able to have the same eyesight now that I had when I was in my 20s. It's made such a difference in my life. I'm not frustrated. I would rather spend the money now to see the way I see instead of saving it or spending it on something else. This has been a wonderful investment for me. It's given me back my eyesight. This experience for me has been wonderful, and it's helped me to see the world in a whole different light. The world's clearer. I would recommend and have recommended Dr. Peters as well as Crystalens to my friends, and I would continue to do so. Dr. Peters is wonderful, and I'm just sorry I didn't do it sooner.